Topic number 4. Rights-based language and interaction. Input. Language is the roadmap of a culture. It tells you where its people come from and where they are going. A quote from Rita Mae Brown, an American feminist writer. Why does our rights-based language matter? A. Our view of disability and persons with disabilities can be reflected by the language that we use. B. These words can reinforce or challenge the stereotype and attitude towards persons with disabilities. C. Using the person-first language. 1. It respects and focuses on the person with inherent dignity and rights like everybody else. 2. The impairment or disability is just one of the person's identities and must not define the individual. 3. Person-first language is aligned with the UNCRPD. D. Use of identity-first language. 1. There are groups who prefer to be referred to based on their identity, such as the deaf. 2. In United Kingdom, they prefer disabled people to emphasize that the barriers in society are disabling them. Here is a table containing terms in English and Filipino that we should and should not use when referring to persons with disabilities or describing disability. Do use. Persons with disabilities. People with disabilities. Mga taong may kapansanan. Do not use. Disabled. Handicapped. Differently abled. PWD. Do use. Persons without disabilities. People without disabilities. Mga taong walang kapansanan. Do not use. Abled bodies. Normal. Typical. Regular persons. Do use. With impairment. With disability. Do not use. Suffering from. Afflicted with. Do use. Children with disabilities. Mga batang may kapansanan. Do not use. Special children. Do use. Person with physical impairment. Do not use. Physically challenged, invalid, lame, crippled. Do use. Person using a wheelchair or wheelchair user. Do not use. Wheelchair bound, wheelchair confined. Do use. Person with visual impairment. Person who is blind. Person with low vision. Do not use. VI. Do use. Deaf. Do not use. Deaf and mute. Deaf and dumb. Hearing impaired. Do use. Person with hard of hearing. Do not use. Hearing impaired. Do use. Person with intellectual impairment. Do not use. Mentally retarded. Mentally challenged. Do use. Person with Down syndrome. Do not use. Mongoloid. Abnormal. Mentally retarded. Do use. Person with psychosocial disability. Do not use. Baliw. Lunatic. Crazy. Insane. Mad. In the Philippines and other parts of the world, the acronym PWD is widely used. It may feel convenient, but the use of the acronym PWD for persons with disabilities is not appropriate. This should always be written in full, to keep the focus on people and not as a homogeneous group reduced to an acronym. people with disabilities are not special. It just so happens that they require specific support like everybody else. Some words like differently abled and handicapped are patronizing and even condescending. If you are not sure what term to use, ask the person. However, as a golden rule, use person-first language when speaking, signing, or writing. Talking about language is not just about political correctness. It's about respect to the integrity and dignity of people with disabilities. Lastly, the use of rights-based language should work together with a change in attitude and practice. It's not just about saying the right thing, but being able to understand and commit to doing the right thing.